Close your eyes for a moment and feel it. Feel the weight of the wealth that is already yours, not in some faraway future, not as a wishful dream, but here, right now. Your time has come. The millions you seek are not outside of you. They are inside, waiting for your notice. There is a law in this world that very few understand, a law that goes past effort, struggle, and chance. It is the law of assumption. The truth that what you claim inside must show up outside. You do not beg for millions. You do not chase them. You become the one who has them. You walk, breathe, and think as if you already hold the keys to great abundance. Do you understand the power of your mind? Every mansion, every empire, every fortune first lived in the unseen before it became the seen. The secret is this: you must stay in the feeling of wealth before wealth finds you, not as a short daydream, but as a sure reality inside of you. Most fail because they trust in time. They say, one day I will be rich, and in doing so they push their wealth further away. There is no one day, there is only now. The moment you step into the shape of a wealthy person, the world will line up to match that belief. But here is the truth many skip over. Wealth flows to a mind at ease. Struggle, fear, and worry build walls, while calm confidence opens the floodgates. Those who trust in their abundance receive it easily. Those who doubt hold it back. You do not need to figure out the how. The path will open by itself. Your only task is to know it is done. Money is not earned through stress. It is drawn through certainty. When you stop looking at your empty hands and start seeing them full, when you stop saying, I need, and start saying, I have, that is when everything changes. Here is the final key: gratitude. Not gratitude for what is coming, but gratitude for what is already here. Give thanks for your millions today, not as a trick to force them into reality, but as proof that you already believe they are yours. Gratitude is the mark of faith, and faith brings all things to life. So I tell you now, your time has come. Not next year, not next month, but now. You will have millions because you already do. Feel it, believe it, live it, and watch as the world bends to match your conviction for a moment. And picture yourself surrounded by everything you have ever wanted. The wealth, the freedom, the peace of mind. It is all here, not in some faraway future, not as a dream still to be reached, but now, in this very moment. How does it feel? If you can truly feel it, if you can let yourself step into this truth with absolute certainty, then you have opened the greatest secret of all. The feeling of wealth must come before wealth itself. Most people live in a state of waiting. They look at their bank accounts, their life right now, and they let these outer things decide how they feel. If there is little money, they feel lack. If bills pile up, they feel fear. If success seems far away, they feel upset. And in doing so, they unknowingly lock themselves in the very place they wish to leave. They do not see that the outer world is only a mirror of their inner state. Nothing shows up in your life unless it first lives inside of you. The riches you want, the life of financial peace and abundance, do not come because you need them so badly. They come because you have lined yourself up with the feeling of already having them. Your mind is not a tool for running away. It is the plan of creation. When you let yourself fully take on the state of being wealthy, the world has no choice but to show it back to you. This is not about pretending or playing make-believe. It is about changing your shape at the deepest level. A wealthy person does not wake up worrying about money. They do not wonder whether they can afford something. They move through life with an inner knowing that all their needs are met, that chances flow easily, that money is simply a part of their being. This is the state you must take on. Not in the future, not once you see proof, but now. before any physical sign appears. Many people refuse this idea because they have been taught to trust effort above all else. They think wealth is something that must be chased, fought for, and earned through long hours of work and giving up. But if that were true, then every hard-working person would be rich, and every rich person would be the hardest worker. Yet we know this is not the case. Some work hard for a whole life and barely get by, while others seem to draw riches with ease. The difference is not in action alone, but in assumption. The world does not answer what you want, it answers who you are. If you feel lack, you will see lack. If you feel struggle, you will know struggle. But if you feel wealthy, if you walk through life with the absolute certainty that you are already doing well, then the things around you will shift to match that truth. Money will flow in ways you did not plan. Chances will show up easily, and life events will line up in your favor. This is not wishful thinking. This is the law of life. Every great success story starts with someone who believed in their riches long before it was seen by the world. They did not wait for proof. They became the proof. They lived in the end result carrying the feeling of wealth, and the world answered in kind. So how do you begin? You start by turning away from the thought that money is apart from you. You stop seeing it as something far off, something outside of yourself, something you must earn through struggle. Instead, you claim it as yours. You feel the joy, the safety, the freedom that comes with wealth, even if there is not yet a single physical sign of it. You step into the truth where you already have what you want, and you let that feeling lead your thoughts, your actions, and your very being. Doubt will try to come in. The old habits of worry and fear may try to pull you back, but you must stay steady. Every time you feel the urge to look at your current life and react with disappointment, remind yourself that life events are only a mirror of past thoughts. They are not set in stone. They have no hold on you unless you give it to them. What matters is not what is, but what you agree is true. The moment you fully take on this shift, you will see changes. Maybe at first they will be small. A random check in the mail, a small chance you did not expect. A sudden flash of inspiration that leads to financial success. But as you keep staying in the state of wealth, these small signs will grow. The world will start shaping itself around your new assumption. And before long, you will see clear proof that the wealth you once imagined is now your living truth. Your only task is to keep going, to stay in the state of wealth no matter what the outer world looks like. To know past all doubt that the millions you want are already yours. And when you do, they will come. Not as a surprise, but as the natural opening of the truth you have chosen to live. Look around you. Everything you see, touch, and know seems to move in order, a straight line from past to present to future. But this is only a cover, a setup made to help us make sense of a deeper truth. In truth, time is not something you move through, it is something you build. Every possible life already exists, and the version of you who has exactly what you want is not waiting in the faraway future. They exist right now. The only difference between where you stand and where they stand is your lining up with that truth. We have been taught to believe that time is a wall, that we must wait for things to happen, that we must move through steps, struggle, and earn our way to what we want. But the moment you take on this belief, you put what you want just out of reach. You tell yourself, one day I will have it, and in doing so, you push it further away. The key to folding time, to bringing what you want into your now, is to understand that everything already exists, and to step into the state of already having it. This is not just an idea, this is how life works. What you want is not something outside of you, something you must chase. It is a feeling, a shape, a way of being, and that state exists now. The moment you line yourself up with a feeling of already having it, Time bends to bring it into form. This is why those who truly expect their wants to appear see them open up quickly, while those who always doubt stay in a cycle of waiting. Think of time like a river. Most people believe they are floating down it, unable to control the speed at which things arrive. But in truth, the river is a mirror of your inner state. When you say, "It is coming," you put yourself in a never-ending state of waiting. When you say, "It is here," you tell life to match that truth. You are not held by time. Time is held by you. The biggest mistake people make is looking at their outer life as proof of what is true. They check their bank accounts, their surroundings, their conditions, and if they do not see signs of what they want, they think it is far away. But life does not work that way. The outer world is only a mirror showing back what you believe inside. If you keep saying that what you want is in the future, it will stay there without end. You must shift. You must walk as though you already have what you want, not with pride, but with certainty. When you line up with the truth where your wants are already met, everything rearranges to match that assumption. You will find yourself in the right places at the right time. Chances will show up easily. People, events, and even what seem like small coincidences will line up in ways you could not have guessed. This is why some people seem to bring things to life with ease, while others work hard for years. The ones who do well do not wait. They assume. They know that what they seek is already theirs, and because they do not doubt, time folds to give it. So how do you step into this truth? By stopping placing your wants in the future, by no longer saying, "I will have it," but instead, "I have it now." By putting yourself in the feeling of already having it, of already living the life you want. The more you stay in that feeling, the faster your outer world must shift to match it. Your task is not to push or chase. Your task is to line up, to know that the version of you who has what you want is not waiting for some perfect moment. It already exists. And the moment you claim that truth as yours, time stops being an obstacle. It becomes a helper, bending and folding to give exactly what you have chosen to believe. There is a great misunderstanding in the world about wealth, success, and how they are gained. From the time you were young, you were told that hard work is the key, that struggle is good, that if you push long enough and fight hard enough, you will finally get what you want. But look around. Do you see the wealthiest people in the world straining, worrying, or tiring themselves in the chase for riches? Or do you see them moving with a sense of ease, confidence, and certainty? The truth is, wealth does not come through struggle. It comes through lining up. The more you fight, the more you push. The more you say that wealth is something far off, something outside of you, something that must be earned through hard work. And in doing so, you block the very thing you seek. When you want something so badly, when you are filled with doubt and worry about whether you will get it, what are you really telling yourself? You are saying lack. You are saying, "I do not have it yet." And because the outer world is only a mirror of your inner state, it keeps showing that back to you. But the moment you relax, the moment you stop trying so hard, you shift into a state of knowing. You step into the energy of course it is mine. Of course it will come. And from that place, wealth flows to you easily, gently, without pushback. Think of a river. When water flows, it does not force its way through the land. It moves smoothly, gently, finding the path of least resistance. Now imagine throwing large rocks into the river, trying to control where the water goes, trying to force it to move in a certain direction. What happens? The water becomes rough. It loses its natural flow. This is exactly what happens when you fill your mind with struggle, with worry, with the belief that you must fight to get wealth. You break the natural flow. Think of another picture, a still lake. Its surface is calm, clear, undisturbed. In this state, it reflects everything perfectly. This is the mind that draws wealth with ease. A mind that is still, sure, and undisturbed by doubt reflects plenty back to itself. But if you throw a stone of fear into that lake, ripples form, distorting the reflection. This is what happens when you let worry take hold. Your energy becomes scattered, and wealth, which seeks order and steadiness, holds back from flowing to you. So how do you build this relaxed state of mind? You start by seeing that wealth is not something outside of you, something you must fight for. It is already yours. It is not a matter of earning it. It is a matter of letting it in. The moment you stop chasing, the moment you let go of the belief that you must struggle, you step into a place of receiving. Doubt and worry are the great walls between you and the life you want. They create pushback. But certainty, ease, and calm waiting remove all obstacles. When you expect wealth with the same certainty that you expect the sun to rise each morning, you let it come to you in ways you could never guess. This is why some people seem to draw money easily, while others work themselves to weariness with little to show for it. The ones who receive easily are not luckier, nor are they more worthy. They have simply lined themselves up with the feeling of already having it. They have let go of the struggle. They do not waste energy worrying about how or when wealth will come. They know it is sure. Your task is not to figure out every detail of how money will reach you. Your task is to take on the state of already having it, to move through life with an inner sense of safety, a steady confidence that wealth is yours. When you do this, you will see that chances show up without effort, that ideas flow to you easily, that money finds its way to you in ways you did not plan. The struggle was never required. The only thing you ever needed was to line yourself up with the truth. Wealth flows to a relaxed mind. And the moment you carry that truth, it becomes your life. Look at the world around you. Every tall building, every successful business, every large fortune, all of it first lived as a thought in someone's mind. Nothing comes into being without first being imagined. The house you live in, the car you drive, even the smallest inventions that shape your daily life, all began as hidden ideas before they became real things. This is the secret that guides all creation. Imagination comes before what shows up. And once you truly understand this, you will see that your money path is not set by outside things, but by the images you hold in your mind. Most people believe wealth is something they must chase, something that lives outside of them, something decided by luck, effort, or life events. But this is not true. Wealth is not made by action alone. It is made by thought first. The richest people in the world did not become wealthy by chance. They saw it in their minds before they ever held it in their hands. They lived in the feeling of plenty long before the money arrived. They understood that the outer world is only a mirror of the inner world, and by changing their inner truth, they could shape the world around them. Your imagination is the strongest tool you have. It is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, between thought and truth. If you can picture yourself living in wealth, feeling the ease and safety of financial freedom, and truly place yourself in that state, the world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match that view. This is not wishful thinking. This is the basic law of creation. Everything flows from awareness. The mistake most people make is letting their imagination be ruled by fear, doubt, and limitation. They look at their bank account and see lack. And instead of using their imagination to picture plenty, they make stronger their current truth by focusing on what is missing. But understand this: what you focus on grows. If you keep imagining struggle, struggle is what you will know. If you dwell on not having will continue. But the moment you shift your inner view to one of plenty, the moment you hold wealth in your mind with certainty, everything begins to change. Think of the great fortunes of history. Before a single dollar was made, before a single building was raised, these men and women saw their success in their minds. They acted as if it was already theirs. And because they lived in that state of certainty, the world matched their view. This is why some people seem to draw wealth with ease, while others spend their lives struggling. It is not because of outer advantages, but because of inner lining up. You must take control of your imagination. Guard it closely. Do not let thoughts of lack and limitation take root in your mind. Instead, fill your vision with images of success, ease, and plenty. See yourself living the life you want, not as a far-off dream, but as a truth right now. Feel the feelings of financial freedom as if they were already yours. When you do this again and again, something amazing happens. Your actions, your choices, and even the events of your life begin to shift in ways you cannot explain with logic. Wealth is not made from effort alone. Many work hard their whole lives and stay in lack because their inner world is filled with fear and doubt. But those who guide their imagination, who use it to build a mental picture of plenty, will always rise above events. They do not wait for wealth, they assume it. They do not hope for plenty, they live in it in their minds until it becomes sure. Your imagination is the plan of your future. What you often think about, what you deeply believe, is what will open up in your life. If you want millions, you must first see yourself as someone who has millions. You must feel the ease of wealth, the safety of plenty, the freedom that comes with it long before it arrives. And when you do, the world will show that view back to you with perfect match. But most people block their own results by thinking too much about the how. They ask, how will the money come? Where will it come from? What steps do I need to take? But in doing so, they unknowingly bring doubt and resistance into the process. The mind held back by logic and past life tries to figure out every detail, believing that without a clear plan, success is not possible. But this is not how creation works. The moment you worry about how, you're telling yourself that you do not truly believe in the what. The great secret to receiving wealth or anything you want is to focus only on the end result, the what. The millions you seek already exist. The life of plenty is already yours. But your task is not to figure out how it will happen. That is the role of the unseen wisdom that guides all things. When you plant a seed, you do not dig into the soil every day to check how it is growing. You trust that the process is opening in perfect order. The same applies to wealth. There is a wisdom far greater than your awake mind, a higher force that moves through all things. It knows exactly how to bring your want to you in the easiest way possible. Your only task is to line up with the feeling of already having it. When you worry over the steps of showing up, you block the flow. You try to control something that is not meant to be controlled. The greater the effort, the greater the resistance. Think of water. It flows easily, finding the easiest path. But if you try to force it into a set shape, it loses its natural movement. This is what happens when you try to control how your wealth will arrive. Instead of letting it come through the path of least resistance, you create extra obstacles. But when you trust, when you let go of the how and focus only on the certainty of the what, things begin to move in ways you could never have guessed. Think of those who have reached great wealth. Did they always know the exact steps? Or did they hold a view so clear, so steady, that life itself worked together to make it real? The ones who rise to success are not the ones who chase money, worry about every detail, and live in anxiety. They are the ones who see the end so clearly that the path shows up by itself. You do not need to know how your millions will come. The chances, the ideas, the right events will open up easily when you remove your doubts and simply trust. Life is full and overflowing with ways to bring wealth to you, but it cannot do so if you are blocking it with resistance. Think about a locked door. If you stand in front of it, pushing against it, convinced it will not open, you create your own struggle.